Hello, I am checking in with small game hunting at the local Cwrds gun club, which I think just laid its big whammy on me. The um, big climax. I have just finished Lunch. This novel is separated into prep, lunch, and dinner. Sort of a day in St. John's, all centered around this restaurant, the Hazel, and all its the various people in it. And lunch has been. We've had this Major David, the mayor of St. John's, come in, and he's thrown a hissy fit and dressed down Iris, one of the main characters, calling her a bitch, which is the line that he's crossed over. And it's John comes out to kind of throw down. Damien is kind of like everyone's kind of lined up there to thing, but at this point, Big George comes in. George, the female owner of the restaurants, her father, who is a very protective, maybe not, I probably a loving father, but also an over dominating kind of patriarchal figure in her life. And he comes in and he simply shuts it down, has Iris apologize, and that's it. And it's done. And Iris, who, for all her anger and all her, how she will fume over this, does apologize. And it's like apologizes for her, this, just the whole shittiness of being a service woman in this, a serving woman in this in this world, and just you're a server. That's all you are. But as well in here is Calv and Roger having lunch together, which seems to set us back to Calv taking Olive to a party, a New Year's party, where it turns out it's a hotel room with Roger and a bunch of his male friends, and no women and nobody else, and they do a lot of hard drugs. And Calv suddenly decides, she's beneath him. She's someone who would do coke, someone who does coke and does everything because she so desperately wants Calv to want her in his life. But he takes it as, oh, you are basically a slut or something like that. And so he leaves abruptly, and we get a full on thing of Olive being gang raped, first by Roger, and then once he persuades them that everyone agreed to all do this, by everyone else. And that is a hard, really well done scene. That, and just how she not accepts it, but copes with it, how she has coped with this before, how and then there is this amazing kind of rhetorical speech given by sort of the narrator, sort of by Olive herself, dissociated, but kind of the narrator. Just wonderful, rhetorical, angry, righteous speech about how she is never going to talk about this. She is never going to stick it up for herself, because the narrator does a good job of saying, exactly painting down to the last detail exactly how that would get reacted to, how Olive would be cast as the lying woman who was a slut and deserved it, and all that kind of horrible bullshit. And that kind of the most horrific is that all the women in these men's life would be the ones who would be speaking up for her, for the men, and would be doing her down and tearing her down and, you know, urging self-harm on her. And, you know, and it just, how much this is extinguishing her. And I mean, everything we've had up until this point about Olive and her life and all that just comes into perfect focus, and unfortunately perfect fruition in this moment and in this horrible, horrible, horrible self-negation and just, you know, she is nothing. She is not even worth, like, basically that even the price of, like, because they gang rape her so much that she bleeds onto the sheets, and the men are pissed off because of the damage deposit that they are going to lose. You know, this it's like, it's not so much, it's not the rape, but it's just that rhetorical, the speech, the cry of rage, the righteous cry of rage after this thing of a dissection of this society, of our societies, of societies in general, in Canada, in the States, in so much part of the world, is worth this book, and worth kind of a lot of the bitching and moaning and whining I've done about this book coming up to this point, of just like how amazing this scene is here with Olive. I still think Olive is probably going to burn to death or die, just destroyed in this world. I don't know how she survives. She seems like exactly the kind of collateral damage that our world produces again and again and again, and that no one talks of. But this book does talk of, and this book does hold her up and show it to us, shoves our noses into it and makes us look. So yeah, that is Small Game Hunting at the local Cwrds Gun Club by Megan Coles for this thing. And I guess I will go on to dinner and see how that continues along, and if it can maintain this or surpass this, or find more levels of what's tough long book. But I mean, it's gonna hurt, but it's sort of worth it. All right, more videos later.